Hello, this is Dodie from Deliberate Aging. Welcome to my podcast. Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of Deliberate Aging. I'm so glad you're here with me today. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I thought, what better time to talk about our mental well-being, especially as we age. Now, mental health isn't just for the young, and it's not just about avoiding illness. It's about having a mind that feels at peace, a heart that feels connected, and a sense of purpose that gives our days meaning. So today we're going deep. We'll talk about the unique challenges older adults face when it comes to mental health, what warning signs to look out for, and most importantly, we'll explore simple, practical ways we can nurture our emotions and psychological health. So let's dive in. As we get older, life brings with it all kinds of changes. Some are welcome changes, like retiring and having more free time, seeing our families grow, or finally taking that trip we've always dreamed about. But other changes can be tougher. Maybe we're dealing with a serious illness. Maybe we've lost someone close to us, or maybe we've had to move out of our homes or adjust to living alone. These changes are more than just external. They touch us deeply internally. They can lead to feelings of grief, loneliness, or even a sense of losing our identity. So according to the CDC, about 20% of people aged 55 years or older experience some type of mental health concern, with the most common issues being anxiety, severe cognitive impairment, and mood disorders like depression. And yet, mental health in older adults often goes under-recognized and under-treated. So why is that? Well, some of us grew up in a time when mental health wasn't talked about openly. There may still be stigma around seeking help. Others might think, well, this is just part of getting older, or I don't want to be a burden. But here's the truth. Mental health matters at every age. So let's talk about what we're actually facing. What are the most common mental health issues older adults tend to encounter? So the first is depression. This isn't just feeling blue for a day or two. Clinical depression can affect your sleep, your appetite, your energy, and your desire to engage with the world. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a real, treatable condition. And depression in older adults can be tricky to spot because the symptoms might look like other illnesses, or they may simply be brushed off as signs of aging. But persistent sadness, loss of interest in things you used to enjoy, and changes in sleep or eating habits are all red flags. The second is dementia, and this includes conditions like Alzheimer's disease, which affect memory, thinking, and behavior. While not traditionally a mental health disorder, dementia has profound effects on emotional well-being for both the person experiencing it as well as their caregivers. The third is anxiety. And this doesn't only happen to younger folks. In older adults, it might show up as excessive worrying about health, finances, or the future. And just like depression, anxiety is treatable with therapy, medication, and lifestyle changes. The fourth, which might surprise you, is substance abuse. This does surprise a lot of people, but older adults are actually at increased risk for substance misuse, particularly with alcohol or prescription drugs. Sometimes it's about trying to cope with pain, physical or emotional, without healthy tools. The fifth is suicide, and here's a difficult but important truth. Older adults have some of the highest suicide rates. According to both WebMD and the CDC, people aged 85 and older have the highest suicide rate of any age group, which is closely followed by those aged 75 to 84. And that statistic alone should tell us how urgent it is to prioritize mental health in later life. Let's pause and talk about something at the heart of all of this, and that is loneliness. We humans are social beings. We need connection like we need food and water. But as we age, it can get harder to stay socially connected. Retirement, mobility issues, hearing loss, or the passing of friends and family can all lead to social isolation. Now, nearly 1/4 of adults age 65 plus are considered to be socially isolated, and this isolation significantly increases the risk of premature death on par with smoking and obesity. Now, that's powerful, but there is good news. Even small steps can make a big difference. Picking up the phone, saying hello to a neighbor, joining a community group, these actions matter more than we might think. Now, our physical health and our mental health are tightly linked. You probably noticed it yourself. When you feel unwell physically, your mood suffers. And when you're anxious or depressed, it's harder to take care of your physical body. For example, older adults with chronic illnesses like heart disease, diabetes, or arthritis are more likely to experience depression. And depression can actually worsen the outcome of those physical illnesses. But the good news is that improving one can often improve the other. So something as simple as a daily walk, even for just 10 minutes, can help boost both your physical health and your mental health. So now let's turn towards hope and action. What are some ways we can protect and even improve our mental health as we age? Well, first of all, we can nurture social connections. Make that phone call, send that card, join a local group, even if it's just online. Reach out to others and let them reach out to you. Second is to get moving, because physical activity is one of the best mood boosters we have. You don't need to run a marathon. Gardening, dancing, or chair yoga can all do wonders. Thirdly, music therapy. Music evokes memories, reduces stress, and uplifts your spirit. So whether it's playing an instrument yourself or just listening to your favorite songs, let music into your life. Fourth one is to find a sense of purpose, a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Having a reason to get up helps you, such as volunteering, mentoring, babysitting. Maybe you want to write your memoirs. Whatever it is that lights you up, give it a try. Keep a gratitude journal. Each evening, jot down 3 things you're grateful for. Studies show that regular gratitude practice can improve mental health over time. And it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be something small as I'm grateful that I have running water in my house. I'm grateful that I live in a safe neighborhood, something like that. Engage in hobbies. Read, paint, cook, knit, build model trains, anything that absorbs your attention in a joyful way. And then lastly, seek professional help when needed. There's zero shame in asking for help. Therapy, support groups, medication, these are tools, not weaknesses. So let me say it again. Asking for help is a sign of strength. So personally, I have a few tools that I use when I feel stressed out and anxious. So number one is I love to put on my favorite music and just dance around the house when nobody's watching. That always puts me in a much better mood. Secondly, if I'm working and my stress is from my workload, my boss, whatever it is, stress from work-related problems, I try to remove myself from my office for a few minutes. I'll try to go outside, look at nature, just listen to the birds. That always gives me a few moments to just unwind and relax. And then lastly, and this is actually my favorite, spending time petting my cat always helps me to feel better. So as soon as I sit down next to Simba and he starts to purr, I can feel my stress melting away. It's beautiful. So in conclusion, if you're listening to this and struggling, I want you to know you matter. Your mental health matters and you are not alone. There are people who care and there's things you can do and there's help available. So let's honor Mental Health Awareness Month by taking care of ourselves and each other. So reach out, stay connected, keep moving, find joy, and never hesitate to ask for support if needed. Thank you for spending this time with me. I am grateful for you and that you tuned in. So until next time, be well, stay kind, and remember that every day is a chance to begin again. Thanks for listening. This is Dodie from Deliberate Aging. Until next time, be well, friends. This podcast is presented solely for informational and educational purposes only. Use of information from this podcast is at the user's own risk. It is not intended as a substitute for the advice of your physician or other qualified professional. We are not responsible for any losses, damages, or liabilities that may arise from use of this podcast.